What's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about the deadlift. This is the third part of my three-part series. I already went over the squats and the bench press. If you guys have not seen that, I'll link them both up here for you to go check them out. I'd strongly advise go checking them out. They're really good for all beginners. Just teaches you basic form, basic technique, and a little bit of tips. Okay? So with that being said, today we're going to be talking about the deadlift. There are a couple different types of deadlifts. We have the conventional deadlift and we have the sumo deadlift. The conventional deadlift uses a lot more back. Your legs are shoulder width apart and your hands are outside your body. When you guys do the sumo deadlift, it's the exact opposite. Your legs are outside your body, your hands are inside your legs, okay? So I'm gonna go over a couple different tips for both the conventional and the sumo deadlift. The conventional deadlift, as you're setting up the bar, you wanna make sure that the bar crosses right over the midline of your foot. You wanna make sure it's nice and close to your shins. The closer it is to your body, the easier it is to lift off. Okay. All right, guys, the first couple tips for the conventional deadlift. Number one is you wanna make sure that bar is nice and close to your body. The best way to do this when you set up is to have that bar split the midline of your foot. That's right where you tie your shoes. With that way, you're gonna be able to bend down. It's gonna keep it close to your shins, not drift away from your body. All right, part two is to make sure that your lower back is flat. Chest is tall, hips are low. Okay, when I say low, I don't mean you're gonna squat all the way down. I'll show you in a couple seconds, but you wanna have a nice flat back. Hips are high. Number three, this is very important for both the sumo and the conventional. Make sure you drive through your heels. A lot of people with a bar make it drift in front of you. You're gonna make yourself rock on your toes. You wanna make sure you stay on your heels. Pretend that you're pushing the ground away from you. That's a good way to focus on driving those heels straight down the ground. That's gonna help you stand straight up, okay? So we're gonna move on to the sumo deadlift, the second one. This one, like I said earlier, feet are a lot wider, hands are in. This uses a lot more leg drive. Technique has to be very important on this one because if you do the conventional deadlift, if it gets too heavy for you and something slips up, you can use your back to grind it out. But with your sumo deadlift, technique has to be perfect and you have to make sure that you are driving with your legs. So, a couple tips for the sumo deadlift. One, make sure your knees are forcing out. You want to make sure that your knees are turned out and forced out because when you're pulling that bar up, if your knees get in the way, it's going to be a bad lift. So keep the knees out, force them out. That way when you slide them up, you're going to be able to lock out your knees and not having to have that bar hit you in the legs. Two, keep your body a lot more upright than you would with a conventional deadlift. With a sumo deadlift, you got to make sure your body is nice and tall because it's all legs. If you're hunched over, that's going to be very hard on your back to come up and straighten up for a good lift. All right, guys, thanks for checking out my video. That wraps it up for the three-part series. If you guys have any more ideas, anything else you want to learn, just please let me know. Leave a comment down below, like, and subscribe. Thanks.